Good evening, YouTube. This is my WWE Royal Rumble predictions video. So here we are, the first pay-per-view of the new year, the Royal Rumble, as it is every year. I'm majorly excited for this one, especially I think it's one of the most hyped in years. There's gonna be brilliant matches, up and down. So let's get right into it. So we have two matches on the pre-show. The actual matches on the pre-show, I don't agree, should be of pre-show quality, if I'm completely honest. But they've got to have something on there. So hopefully they'll make them better than they actually have been advertised or built up. So first one, Rusev versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the US title. Now this is an interesting one. Rusev, massive fan favourite, deserves so much better and more than the pre-show. Like I say, putting a good performance, just keep pushing. He might get back on the main scene. Shinsuke Nakamura, last year's Royal Rumble winner. Yeah, if there's an example of how quickly your career can change in the WWE, it's one of Shinsuke and Nakamura. NXT did brilliantly. Comes to the main show, indifferent start for the first 6 months. Last year wins the Royal Rumble, gets the main event spot at WrestleMania, feuds with AJ Styles for a few months, and then that's it. I mean, yes, okay, he did get the US Championship, but what's he done since? And well, he's hardly featured even on SmackDown. I mean, you'd be forgiven to think if this match is still taking place, but it is. So there you go. Yeah, I expect. I'm expecting a Rusev to retain in a match that'll last no longer than 5 minutes. It should have more time, but it won't. Which brings me on to the next match, a fatal 4-way for the Cruiserweight Championship. The champion Buddy Murphy versus Kalisto versus Hideo Itami versus Akira Tazuya. 4 incredible athletes in this match. Once again, much like Rusev, Nakamura, should be on the pre-show. It's not, but they can still they can still put on a brilliant match. Yep, I expect Buddy Murphy to retain in a interesting encounter. So I'm gonna go for Buddy Murphy to retain. So on to the main show. The match I expect to kick off the main show. Becky Lynch versus Asuka for the WWE for the SmackDown Women's Championship. You keep forgetting there's one for Raw, there's one for SmackDown, but yes. Asuka versus Becky Lynch. This is gonna be a brilliant match. I think both incredible athletes. Asuka, she really is sensational, as is Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is the female Stone Cold. There, I said it. A lot of people are going to be clamouring for Becky to win back the title. She will win back the title at some point, just not at the Royal Rumble. Bigger things will be coming for her. Just watch this space. But I expect Asuka to win a very tight encounter between these two. Okay, The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro versus Mac Miz. Yep, I've christened Shane McMahon and the Miz their tag team as Mac Miz. I think that would work. Yeah, this will be a back and forth encounter. I expect the Miz and Shane McMahon to win this match, but only for them to drop the titles back to The Bar or someone else at Elimination Chamber, because I think that down the line, everyone's expecting this to be a Shane McMahon versus the Miz match at WrestleMania, which could be a really interesting match. I mean, a lot of people hate on Shane McMahon, but I still think that he given that he's not still really a proper wrestler as such, you know, like a part-time special attraction type wrestler as such, instead of the traditional wrestler, he really can put on a brilliant show. And you know, I mean, like his match like with AJ Styles 2 years ago at WrestleMania, that was one of the best matches like on the card, and that was the opening match. So you know, like the Miz versus Shane McMahon, I think that could be like interesting. Like I know, like everyone was expecting the Miz versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, but to have that, yeah, that can still be a decent match. Like I think so. So there's like that one. What else have we got? Yep. Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. My girl Ronda Rousey. Yep. It's actually good. Like she'll have some competition. Lot for this. Sasha Banks. Incredible lock of athlete. She will take Ronda to the limit. Yep, and I do eventually expect Ronda to beat Sasha. Yeah, it's going to be like an interesting, like a back and forth contest, but yeah, Ronda to win because well, I think like she's keeping the title at least until WrestleMania. So yeah, luckily let's go for Ronda. What else we got? Yep. So as tradition now for each year, there will be one women's Royal Rumble and one men's Royal Rumble. So the women's Royal Rumble, a lot of people have been like predicting Ember Moon or possibly Charlotte Flair. I'm gonna go completely left field, and it's like I said earlier. The reason why I don't think Becky Lynch will retain the women's championship is because she's going to win the Royal Rumble. That's right. I think she'll look upon it as a second chance to get back into the main event. And yeah, I'm gonna go a lot for Becky Lynch. Like to win like the Raw women's like to win the women's Royal Rumble. Although it is quite funny, I did have a thought like earlier that you know everyone, you know, like the McMahons, they always like to interject themselves into something with the Royal Rumble of making history. Well, it's a little known fact that 20 years ago, a McMahon did win a Royal Rumble, that being Vince McMahon. I'm not saying like that like Stephanie McMahon will win the Raw. Sorry, I'm not saying like that Stephanie. Sorry, let's get that right. Stephanie McMahon will win the women's Royal Rumble, but the actual thought or notion of it would actually be quite a lot of interesting. And trust to leave it to a McMahon to self-indulge themselves like one more time, like to go and win something as big as that. So, you know, I'm not saying I'm like that. Like it could happen, but but it would be like of interesting, even to see like an appearance like by Stephanie McMahon in the Rumble. So there you go. Right, so we've had the women's Royal Rumble, the men's Royal Rumble. The past like a month or so, I've been touting the idea of Drew McIntyre. I still think that is a possibility. Like for Drew like a McIntyre, like to go and win like the Royal Rumble. I think he will be one of the final four, but I think that overall, and would be very deserving. I gotta go for Seth Rollins. I'd love like for Seth Rollins like to win like the Rumble. You know, I do think that he's the future of the WWE as the main guy. Whether he's a fan favorite or a heel, he is brilliant. So that leads like to surprise entrance in this year's Royal Rumble. Like my predictions, like for that. Yeah, like I reckon like just a few big names, you know, all logical. I'd love I'd love like my hero like HBK like to make an appearance. That is possible. Kevin Owens like he's fit and cleared like to come back, so that's a possibility. Like along with Sami Zayn, but if we don't get Shawn Michaels, one that could really really be completely left field, but not out of possibility. Um, why not have Hulk Hogan appear? Um, you know, like he is back. The pop blog would be huge. He has expressed desire to get back into the ring in some capacity. You know, like a little 5 minute like a cameo. With Hulk Hogan, like within like the Rumble. You know, it is. You know, as we are going like to be steeping ourselves in the tradition of the Royal Rumble and history, why not have someone like who's won it twice? Yeah, like let's tease a third like Rumble like for Hogan, whether it will happen or not. Remains to be seen. For nostalgia purposes, I would like to see that, and I'm pretty sure like there's a few others as well. So who knows? Um, I'm not sure if we've. I think like there's one more, like a match to go. Like let's just consult the book. I do have a habit of writing down like these like matches, like so I can keep score. Um, not not only not only as a hobby, but to keep score like with one of my very good friends, Adam Griffin. Like we have like a monthly like prediction like battles like together. So if it just helps like to have them like written down. Let's see. I've covered everything apart from. Oh yeah. Turns out I have covered every match apart from one. Now, last month, like it was advertised that Braun Strowman would take on Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Now that was a match that I would have enjoyed to see again. You know, an actual proper match like between them, like not your 5 minute squash, customary Brock Lesnar match. But what they've done instead, I think would benefit so many more people overall. So Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor for the Universal Championship. Finn Balor, it's advertised as Finn Balor, but I think we've got to go full Demon King like for this one. A lot of people think I might have taken not some crazy pills, like when I say this, but I am predicting Finn Balor to win. Yep, I've said it. I've said it. Um, One of the reasons why like I think so, is that Braun Strowman, who has unfinished business with Brock Lesnar, will cost him like the match. In turn, Brock Lesnar will throw Braun Strowman out of the Royal Rumble, which will set them on their collision course for WrestleMania. Because my prediction for one of the main events of WrestleMania will be Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins for the Universal title. SummerSlam 2016 like a rematch, which will be incredible. And also because I think that Finn Balor deserves it. He really really does. Um, like he works hard. He hasn't had a proper world title reign yet. I mean, because although like he was the first like Universal Champion, having to give it up due to injury, that would have hurt him so much. That really really would have. So I want I would love to see him like to have like another bite of the cherry again, and actually keep it like a bit of a lengthy time. Even like if it's a case of him losing it like next month in a rematch to Brock or to someone else, Elimination Chamber. At least like you could say like he's had a month with it. He's had another go around, and I think he deserves it. I really really do. So those are my predictions like for this year's Royal Rumble. Before I go, I was reading like yesterday, saying like that one thing like that's the WWE like will do, is maybe tease of like a little cameo, like a Roman Reigns like returning. Of course, like some of you like may know, like that Roman Reigns like has been having treatment like for leukemia, and pictures of him have like emerged like online of him like looking like fit and healthy, like, which is fantastic. That's really good to see. And another like a piece of news is that Roman Reigns like will be cast in the Hobbs and Shaw Fast and Furious spin-off film. And he's being cast as Luke Hobbs' brother. Of course, like some of you may know that Roman Reigns and Dwayne like the Rock Johnson are in fact cousins. So like it helps like to have like family like connections like in Hollywood. But that's not like the main work. Well, I mean that is a good piece of news and story. What I do want to bring to attention is that I've been reading a lot of the comments online, saying that the WWE, they're saying like some people are saying that like Roman Reigns' leukemia cancer storyline, sorry, like leukemia, is part of a storyline, and a work. Yeah, there are some crazy things that you can read on the internet, and that's certainly one of them. For anyone to even suggest that its storyline is downright like ridiculous, like leukemia and cancer, that's no laughing matter. And I say shame on like the people like who've even like suggesting it's a storyline. Now, of course, I will give one tiny shred of a benefit of doubt. Yes, during the years there have been some crazy storylines in the WWE cooked up by one Vince McMahon, like the necrophilia, Katie Vick, Kane's Triple H storyline. Yeah. Like for anybody like who's new to WWE, there have been some checkered storylines over the years. Like that's one of them. There are some storylines that were suggested but were never actually brought forward, and thank God like they weren't. I mean, like that Katie Vick storyline, just like the first there, it happened. It would have continued. Before like they realised they were in too deep, like, so yeah, of course, yeah, lots. Everyone wants to see a necrophilia storyline like in their professional wrestling, like, don't they? No. Like another one, Vince McMahon like wanted like to have a incest story with his own daughter. Yeah, that would have been like one like for the FCC like to approve, like, wouldn't it? Yeah, but going back like to what I said about like people thinking like that Roman Reigns cancer like could be a storyline. Yeah, like I say, like, on the benefit of the doubt of that, because WWE like a previous of creating like sort of getting off with personal trauma, like Rey Mysterio cashing in like on like the death of Eddie Guerrero, the passing of Paul Bearer, with CM Punk like mocking that. Yeah, okay. That like across the years, there has been like a few storylines like that, but it just does not make sense for anybody to think that's like what that is. But anyway, like, I'm rambling. I don't want to take like too much time with that. Like, let's end on the positive. But I did feel as though that I had to get that like out there. So yeah, Royal Rumble is tomorrow night. Yeah, it's gotta be like a massive, like, hopefully like it lives up like to our expectations. I'm excited. I'm gonna give it a couple days, like before I do a like reaction, like a video, and like to the Royal Rumble, like because obviously like not everyone like gets to see it straight away, like due to the like ungodly hours like they put on like these pay per view like sometimes. So obviously I don't want like to spoil it like for everybody. Like, so I'll give it a couple of days before like post like results or talk about it. So yeah, like same as always, love my videos. If anybody can like, share, and subscribe, I would be greatly appreciated. So everyone like watching, hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and like whatever you do, have a good one, and a very good night to you all. Bye bye.